want to ensure the safety of our students, certainly our teachers, administrators, and support staff. But we want to make sure that students are safe. And so in listening to the weather report, we have decided that it is in the best interest of the safety of our students and staff that we have school closure for the 2 days. We are hoping that by Thursday that this weather will be gone. However, we are going to be guided, of course, by our director, our PS, and our minister.
Meanwhile, the warning to evacuate parts of Florida is not falling on deaf ears by some college students. Tonight, we speak with the Consul General and students on their plan ahead of Hurricane Milton. Jolanda Thompson-Everest reports.
As Florida braced for a major hurricane, a press release by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs notes that Bahamas Air has at least 4 additional flights from any port in Florida for residents who want to evacuate. Kurt Hollingsworth, Consul General in Miami, emphasizes that they will also facilitate communication with the relevant Bahamian authorities involved in disaster management should students require assistance with necessary travel documentation.
The Bahamas Consulate in Miami is advising citizens to follow local authorities' guidelines on evacuations, zones, and shelter availability.
Our ZNS news team spoke with students from Miami, Juliana Torres and Leah Hunt, on whether or not they intend to brave the storm.
This campus of our university hasn't really made any extensive preparations. I know that other locations in St. Petersburg and Orlando have closed down their operations and have moved to virtual classes, but for us here on the main campus, it hasn't really been much of anything.
So far, I've bought cases of water. I bought my regular snacks that I would normally get. I also bought canned goods.
Hunt says that despite classes still being in session, she's taking matters into her own hands to prepare.
I have a hurricane radio, I have batteries, flashlights.
Orlando is in the direct path of the storm. Jai Martin, a student of Valencia College in Orlando, has decided to take advantage of the clarion call to return home.
My preparation for the storm is to go back home to my family.
Martin adds that after experiencing Hurricane Dorian, she will never take another storm lightly.
They were like, oh, since they, made it through Matthew, they thought that they can make it through Dorian. They weren't preparing as much. They just took it really lightly. Little did they expect the hurricane had turned into a Category 5.
Now, according to Bahamas Air, tickets for departures from any port in Florida will be honored regardless of where the original departure point may be. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Jolanda Thompson-Everest.
Meantime, the search is still on for a school principal wanted for procuration and cruelty to children. 28-year-old Kimio Troy McIntosh is a resident of Suffolk Court. He stands 5 feet 6 inches tall, medium brown complexion, weighs 230 pounds, heavy built, dark brown eyes. McIntosh wears his hair with braids. If spotted, please approach with extreme caution. Dial police emergency at 911, the National Crime Prevention Office at 302-8430 or 1, or Crime Stoppers at 352-1919.
And still to come.
When we come back, Youth Month kicking off, we have the weekend highlights.
It has the looks, the style, the performance. Your new car is everything you always dreamed of. Now it's here. Commonwealth Bank was happy to help put you behind the wheel with a new car loan at a competitive rate and fast, friendly approval. It's a service that just comes naturally to us, just like how love of tradition comes naturally to you. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
Come on down and see what Dolly Madison has in store for you. Renovate and rejuvenate at Dolly Madison.
Calling all all beauty connoisseurs of the Bahamas, aka beauty professionals from the east to the west, north, and the south. It's time to shift and pivot. The Beauty of Business, hosted by yours truly, Cutel DeVoe, that's me, bringing to you some of the best minds in the field of business to help you maximize your full potential. All the tea you need in the areas of branding and marketing by Corel Pinder, digital strategy by Carissa Stubbs, customer service and communication by Deborah Pack, and that money management that you need to secure that bag. All you need, Aileen Newton, in one place, served on a silver platter. So head on over to Eventbrite and plug in, shift, and pivot to secure your seat, or call 439-3044 for more information on how you can shift and pivot.
Black Palm is a convenience store in Hannah Hill, 8 Mile Rock that also offers import services. Place an order, schedule delivery, and pickup at the store. Open Sunday to Saturday, 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. Phone 348-1178 for more information. Black Palm. The Grand Bahama Home for the Aged is celebrating its 34th anniversary with a tasty grill out and raffle, steak, chicken or fish, and grilled vegetables. Get your tickets today. Phone 352-5408 or 441-3081 for more information.
Join the Indigo Life Business Symposium from October 10th to the 13th at the Coca Multipurpose Center in Freeport. Learn about global innovation and collaboration in business with courses, competitions, and more. Register today for just $50, lunch included. Call 359-4001 for details. The Bahamas Women of God Fellowship Network invites you to their 3rd annual gathering, October 11th through the 13th at Church of God Temple in Freeport. The theme is Chosen for His Glory. For more information, call 807-6036.
Ever heard of variety? At Hedibo Plus, we have hair, skin, home appliances, body care, garden tools, and cleaning supplies. We are located in the LMR Mall. WhatsApp us at 808-5316. Now, that is what I call variety.
Your number one team in the North. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
And welcome back. October is recognized as Youth Month in the Bahamas, a time dedicated to celebrating and empowering young people across the nation. This year's festivities kicked off in Grand Bahama with the vibrant Miracles in Music Youth Explosion event, followed by a church service at New Life Worship Center, setting the tone for a month of youth-focused activities and community engagement. Raven Davis reports.
Dances, rap performances,
then follow the best. Peace out.
Soulful singing, and a surprise rap session from Bishop Simeon Ouden.
Turn that music up. Turn it up. Turn that music up.
All of these setting the tone for Youth Month in Grand Bahama. The nationwide celebration of youth began with Miracles in Music Youth Explosion, drawing hundreds from the community.
Should have a number of church choirs, individuals that will be performing tonight. Just focusing on our young people here on the island.
This evening, we want all of our young people that are here to be able to have that spiritual upliftment. Not only that, for all of the young people that are here that's going to be performing tonight, they're going to be sharing their talents and for the Lord.
The energy was electric as smiles lit up faces and some attendees even danced on the benches. Youth leaders emphasizing the importance of showing the world that today's youth are not lost.
The reason for us being out here could be want to make a difference, to let them know that there is joy somewhere, there is hope somewhere, and there is things that they can do as being a child of God.
We always wanted support the young people, and our young people are vibrant in the community, and so whatever we can do to spread the gospel, that's what we do.
Organizers say moving the venue from Independence Park directly into the heart of the community was impactful, so that even those who typically don't attend events could hear the positive message. The celebration also continuing at New Life Worship Center on Sunday.
All of the activities that we do in the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture, we always try to begin them, start those activities with our church service, worshiping the Lord somewhere with some local pastor. Want to teach our young people to keep God first. We're a nation that's known for our fear of God.
Bishop Simeon Ouden issuing this challenge to the youth.
Fight with all you have to be the best young person you can, because plenty of us who ain't young no more wish we were still young.
Now, a series of events are planned for Youth Month under the theme Homecoming, Let's Make More Memories, with the next being the Youth Award ceremony on Saturday, October 12th. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Raven Davis.
Well, in other news, Comrade Henry Kelman has gained his eternal wings just one day after his 96th birthday. Kelman is well known for being the last registered World War II veteran in the Bahamas as he started his journey in the war. He continued speaking about his experiences to various schools across the country. Members of the Principal and Vice Principal Association gathering to talk about the legacy of Kelman.
What happened there affected what happened here in the Bahamas, and he just wanted the children to know that he ran around and any school.
Important that our children are able to recognize our Bahamian heroes. You know, a lot of times, you know, they watch a lot of TV. Nowadays, there's social media. But Mr. Kelman was one of those persons who they could actually see and relate to. Of course,
instrumental in the schools here in Grand Bahama. The Remembrance Day service at Mary Star to Sea, and of course with the Remembrance Day parades.
Now, as Kelman was the last World War II veteran in the Bahamas, he also worked at the Locayan Beach Hotel, where he was able to impact the lives of the men he trained.
I was traveling and I heard that he did, and it took it out of me to see the things that he had done for the young fellas that was there at that particular time. And I missed him, and God bless him.
After we sang, the Lord said, he opened his eyes. Of course, he couldn't see, but to say that he was present. May his soul rest in peace.
We are sending our condolences to the family of this war hero. And that's a look at stories making news. Jay, tell us what's happening in sports. You're back from your vacation.
The Miami Dolphins won the Super Bowl yesterday.
Talk about it. Give me some good news.
But coming up in sports, it's all about soccer at the YMCA.
Super Bowl, that's coming up next. But first, you check on the local weather forecast. Get me excited now.
Tonight's weather forecast is brought to you by Royal Star Assurance.
'Cause it's so beautiful.
Sometimes you want pizza vibes without the whole dang pie. Now, there's a new way to get the bold flavors of pizza whenever and wherever you want. You just got to try Pizza Hut's new melt in buffalo chicken, meat lovers, pepperoni lovers, and chicken bacon wrap for just $6.99 with that. Pizza Hut's new melts are cheesy, crispy, and loaded. Call us at 352-9191 to satisfy your pizza vibe cravings.
The Forever Flower Shop. Check out our new selection of artificial flowers and wreaths. Choose stems for your own projects or get a pre-made arrangement as a quick fix to a dull space. If you're a soon-to-be bride, inquire about bulk ordering for floral options that won't break the bank. It's all here at Island Bedding and Furniture, located at number 5 Queens Highway, across from Caribbean Veterinary.
The Paint Fair family has made the move to their new location on Bellevue Lane off of Queens Highway. Visit the store and join the selfie competition to win free paint to remake your home. Follow them on Instagram or Facebook for all the details today. Calling all vendors. The 2025 Grand Bahama Junkanoo Parade vendor applications are now available. Collect your application from the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture on Regent Center East, West Explorers Way. The deadline is October 18th. For more information, call 351-6667.
See news in the making? Call us at 352-9713 or 359-5167, or you can email us at ZNS3news@gmail.com.
It's KB and Friends live in concert at the Grand Lacaille Ballroom Sunday, October 13th. Gates open at 6 p.m. and the show starts at 8 p.m. Tickets are $60 in advance, $80 at the door. Sponsored by the Ministry of Tourism, the Ministry for Grand Bahama, and Extreme Auto.
Have you been waiting for windows? Then wait no more. Cornet Bahamas have in stock now PVC sliding windows, casement windows, and impact sliding windows with mirror tinted glass, all in different sizes and styles. Call us at 352-1301 or visit any of our 4 locations in Freeport, Nassau, Abaco, and Eleuthera for the great products and great prices. Open 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. on Saturdays. Cornet Bahamas, dream, design, deliver.
Here at Freeport Decorators, we have hundreds of products for you to choose from. Whether you're in the market for trophies, plaques, rubber stamps, corporate signs, any kind of interior signage, stamps, or seals, we're your one-stop shop. We feature glass, acrylic, crystal awards for every occasion. We build all the trophies here on site. Looking for a gift item? We feature pens, key rings, mugs, tumblers, barbecue tools, even bamboo cutting boards. Have something already? Bring it on down. Let us see if we can print that special something on it for you. Need a headstone? Memorialize the memory of your loved one with a beautifully lasered granite marker. Our store hours are Monday to Friday, 9 to 5. We focus on customization. So if you have an idea or a new concept, bring it on down or call us at 352-5557 or even WhatsApp your idea to us at 646-0777 and we will do our best to make your awards and recognition ideas a reality.
Good evening, ladies and gents. I'm Jay Philippe, and welcome to Sports. First in sports, University of the Bahamas men's soccer team was in town this weekend for some competitive games against Grand Bahama Select. Altogether, they played 2 matches, but for head coach Alex Thompson, it was a test for the team, but also an opportunity to recruit some Grand Bahama talent.
We're familiar with the team from the Bahamas games, and we've had a few players play for UB from Grand Bahama over the years, so there's history there. It's a great opportunity to recruit for me, and there's a lot of talent here that I think not a lot of people realize.
Now on Friday night, UB Mingos and GB Select played to a 2-2 draw, and on Saturday, UB won its match 2-1. From the soccer field to the volleyball court, scores from Abaco High School volleyball. Forest Heights defeated Patrick J. Bethel 25-23 and 25-15 in 2 straight sets in junior boys play. Still in junior boys action, Agape got the win against SC Boodle 25-22 in both sets. Now in senior girls action, Forest Heights walked away with a W against Patrick J. Bethel in 2 sets. And in senior boys play, Agape Eagles was victorious versus Patrick J. Bethel in 2 sets, 25-19 and 29-27. And that's your quick check on sports. Your Facebook friend of the day is next. Be blessed.
Grand Bahama, Sunday, October 13th. Due to the logistics and unstable weather pattern, we had to take it inside the Grand Lacaille Ballroom. I'm a boatman. I'm a boatman. Featuring KB, Chino D, Nishi LS, T-Mac, Sweet Emily, Elon Moxie, Funky T, Lil Joe Cartwright, Sherrod Taylor, Wilfred Solomon, Veronica Bishop, Stevie S, Mama D, Colin McDonald, Papa Smurf, Shine 242, Recon Bahamas, Chad Gully and the VIP. Special guest from Turks and Caicos, the Provision Bag, and host Super P. Sunday, October 13th at the Grand Lacaille Ballroom. Doors open at 6 p.m. Showtime at 8 p.m. Admission $60. Tickets are available now at Pennyworth, Brenda's Booth, Coffees on the Bay, Gizmos and Gadgets, and Signature Choices. For more info, phone 819-2233 Bahamas and 649-231-0018. TCI. I'm a boatman. Sunday, October 13th at the Grand Lacaille Ballroom. KB and Fred.
Sponsored by the Ministry of Tourism, Ministry for Grand Bahama, and Extreme Auto.
Journey to a serene oasis. Relax.
judges. The Ministry of Youth, Sports, and Culture, in conjunction with the Grand Bahama Jokernu Corporation, invites you to judge the 2025 Grand Bahama Jokernu Parade Pine Yard Rush. Are you a judge? We're calling you. Are you interested in being a judge? We are calling you. Applications are now available at the Ministry of Youth, Sports, and Culture, Region Center East, West Explorers Way. Or you can just sign up online via our QR code provided. But the deadline is October 7, 2024 for all applications to be submitted via in-office or online. The parade is speedily approaching, so let's get there and let's get it done. Sign up today and become a judge. It's a Pine Yard Rush. Oh, yeah. Get ready to rumble. It's a Pine Yard Rush. Oh, yeah.
Life's twists, turns, and defining moments. RBC is open for all of you.
Psst. Guess what? Budget Pest Control has something important to show you. Coq de termites former Salmus, the super termite. What makes them super? Their ferocious appetite can attack your home from below and above. They even attack forestry. But don't worry. Budget Pest Control has extensively studied this species on Grand Bahama. You can even check out our scientific paper. So you can count on us to protect your investment. Call Budget Pest Control, the termite specialist.
We all need to save. Save time, gas, and money. Shopping at Save More can help you do just that. Make us your first stop for all your prescription needs and medical supplies. Get all your health and beauty items at the same time. And don't miss our huge choice of snacks to satisfy your cravings. And the largest vitamin selection and over-the-counter relief products. Need diapers and other baby care items? First stop. The new section for makeovers, cosmetics, and beautiful jewelry will make you sparkle for that next special event. Save More Drugs, your more store.
With BGC's crystal clear mobile service, stay connected seamlessly, whether on land or at sea. Our reliable postpaid plans keep your loved ones closer, no matter where life takes you.
Jane Champagne and the Rhythm presents 102.7 The Rhythm turns 3, and it's a big performance with Taurus Riley live. Taurus Riley live. Oh yeah, the hitmaker, the reggae icon, Taurus Riley live. Saturday, December 14th at the Grand Lucayan Ballroom. Doors open at 8 p.m., showtime at 11 p.m. For 102.7 The Rhythm. Big birthday party with Taurus Riley. Live. Get tickets online now. TheRhythm3.com. And it's a big performance. Taurus Riley. Brought to you by Jane Champagne and The Rhythm. Saturday, December 14th, 102.7 The Rhythm turns 3 with Taurus Riley. Live.
Your number one team in the North. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
And that is going to do it for us here in the North. Be sure to stay tuned to the Rundown at 8 p.m. live from Grand Bahama with special guest, the Minister for Grand Bahama. I'm Ramiko Knowles. Thanks so much for tuning in. Here's a live look at the Bahamas tonight, coming your way next.
ZNS News is brought to you by the new BTC. Fiber is here. Faster, stronger, more reliable. Together, we are unstoppable. Switch today.
Coming up in the Bahamas tonight, roaring Cat 5 Hurricane Milton forces evacuations in Florida as Bahamian students scramble to fly out. We have details of their arrival at LPIA. Also, remembering a legend, a colleague doubling as lifelong friend to share fond memories of charismatic veteran broadcaster Darryl Miller. And the business of the Senate resumes with the Attorney General making a pitch for young attorneys to be trained and mentored as public prosecutors as the government looks to increase its convictions and guilty pleas. The Bahamas tonight, the National Report starts now. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the broadcast. No letting up for Floridians who tonight hunkered down and braced for the worst as extremely dangerous Cat 5 Hurricane Milton threatens to unleash life-threatening storm surges, flooding rain, and punishing winds on the Sunshine State, still very much in the throes of recovering from Hurricane Helene, which just days ago unleashed its fury there, leaving in its wake destruction and death. Joining us in studio tonight, Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean. Basil, from all accounts, Hurricane Milton rapidly strengthened from a Cat 2 to 5 in just a few hours today. While we're still in the throes of what was always predicted to be a very active hurricane season, is it correct to say this still is atypical activity?
It is a very active season, as was predicted, and there's more still to come. But Milton rapidly intensified, as you correctly said this afternoon, to a Category 5 hurricane, packing winds now of 180 miles per hour. It's moving towards the east at about 10 miles per hour. However, our computer models are suggesting that Milton will take that turn towards the northeast within a day or two, and that will take aim for the Tampa, Florida area. So here in the Bahamas, we are continuing to experience some rain showers and thunderstorms. This is not associated with Milton. Instead, there's an area of low pressure that has formed on a frontal boundary just to the north of us, and that frontal boundary will sag towards the southeast over the next day or so, maintaining these showers in the areas over the next few days. But as Milton approaches, we expect to see it take a turn towards the northeast, and that will take place sometime by late Tuesday into Wednesday, and that is when it will start to weaken again into a Category 4. So hopefully it will make landfall as a Category 3 hurricane on the west coast of the Florida Peninsula, moving well to the north of the Bahamas, and that will keep us in the gale force wind range. So certainly we'll see an elevation in our winds come Wednesday and Thursday for the extreme northwestern Bahamas, particularly Bimini, Grand Bahama, and the Abacos. They will experience those gale force with us here in the capital. We will have these long periods of rains with occasional downpours. So flooding will be the main issue of this system as it treks towards the north and east. Makishla.
Now, we hear you throwing out some numbers, 3, 4, and 5 in terms of intensity. Give us a better idea of what's actually fueling this particular form. It's moving fast. It's growing by the hour or hours. What's behind all this?
Well, it's moving relatively slowly at about 10 miles per hour, but we expect when it makes that turn towards the north and east, will picked up by that jet stream, and that will accelerate it towards the northeast. So we're expecting some increase in the forward speed as of Wednesday, which will push it across the Florida Peninsula and out back into the open waters of the Atlantic.
Well, you can expect to hear more from Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean in our later newscast. Meantime, Bahamians no strangers to the wrath of Mother Nature. And for those studying in Florida, as Milton takes aim, getting to safer ground means picking up one's belongings and heading back home. Our Devontae Hanna is tonight at the Lyndon Pindling International Airport for their arrival.
Well, Makushla, scores of students are now en route to the Bahamas from Orlando as part of precautionary measures ahead of the passage of Hurricane Milton that is expected to make landfall in Florida in the next coming days. Of course, those students are now coming from Orlando, and they will make a stop in Grand Bahama before making their way here to LPIA, which will be their home for the next few days as they wait it out. Now, of course, Hurricane Milton is a Category 5 storm storm that is trekking towards the Florida coastline. And of course, residents are now being given widespread evacuation orders across the state of Florida, and the Bahamian government stepping in and encouraging those Bahamian nationals that are there in the United States to do the same and to follow their local authorities. They also got this flight for residents that may want to come home, and they got this flight specifically for those students whose universities told them to evacuate their campuses. Now, just a few short moments ago, we heard from the Disaster Risk Management Authority, in fact, the managing director, Aaron Sargent, who said that meteorologists tell them that the storm is now tracking a bit northbound, which could take the northern islands, namely Grand Bahama, Bimini, and Abaco, out of the storm's cone, and they could just receive some of the outer bands. But he says, even though that is still happening, the Disaster Risk Management Authority is still going to do their part to ensure that residents remain safe. He says that today they met with island administrators and island representatives, those MPs as well, to discuss recovery plans as well as their disaster risk plans, looking at the current track of this hurricane season. He says that they're doing their part to ensure that all Bahamians across the length and breadth of the Bahamas remain safe. Here's what he had to say.
We are about to roll out our new strategic incident command software systems that allows us to have steady communication with Family Island administrators, and we're also looking to roll out possibly a collaboration with Starlink for all Family Island administrators to maintain data connectivity. As we know, communications is the hub or the foundation for disaster management in country and proper disaster management based on the recent reports from the Hurricane Center, the National Hurricane Center. Hurricane Milton has intensified probably the fastest for the year. And so again, the communication that we want to provide to the public is not to wait to get prepared today. You may not have a 48-hour window or 72-hour window to get prepared. We're encouraging you while we are in what we call blue sky times to prepare. Look at your checklist, look at your emergency plans, look at your hurricane.
Now, of course, looking at how fast this Hurricane Milton would have developed from a tropical storm to now a Category 5 storm, packing winds of up to 160 miles per hour at last check. It's very concerning for us here in the Bahamas, especially those at the DRM Authority. He says that, they are going to continue to ensure that communication is a key pillar in their disaster risk management and relief and recovery efforts, but specifically back to those students. According to Bahamas Air and according to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, if you are in Florida and you decide that you want to come home to avoid the passage of Hurricane Milton, Bahamas Air will honor your ticket and you can get here over the next 4 days, that is, without any penalty. So again, if you are in Florida and you desire to come home before the passage of Hurricane Milton, Bahamas Air will honor your ticket without any penalties. But of course, we will wait for those students to arrive here. We are uncertain of exactly when they will arrive in Grand Bahama and how long that stop is there and when exactly they'll arrive here at LPIA, but we will continue to stand by and wait. So from LPIA, I'm going to send it back to you, Bakushla.
Well, thanks, Devontae. Meantime, power packing Hurricane Milton also forcing Defense Force officials to cancel all leave, and that's with immediate effect. The only ones excluded, those on secondment, sick leave, special leave, compassionate leave, approved international study leave, administrative leave, or pre-retirement leave. Now, meantime, personnel attached to the Coral Harbor base are to report for duty on Tuesday, October 8th at 8:40 a.m., while those attached to various outposts, for instance, Harbor Patrol Unit, Port Security, Air Wing Unit, and the Military Police and Forest Protection Unit are to report to their respective place of duty or approved muster points.
This is no joke. This is no conjecture. This is real. We are faced with what could be the deadliest thing we have ever seen on this earth.
Well, Darrell Miller's dramatic heating, not one many took lightly in the face of emergencies, his voice roaring like thunder through radios and televisions, shaping public opinion, championing the causes of everyday Bahamians, and speaking truth to power. Today, we pause to reflect on the life of a man whose passion for his country and commitment to his craft left an indelible mark on the local field of journalism and indeed the country. Devontae Hanna has more.
Welcome to Darrell Miller Live.
He's regarded as a pioneer in broadcasting.
The firemen won't tell us, but we believe there is a problem with the water. We do not see any water.
One that commits to the story and tells the facts. This as the media fraternity and the country at large has been plunged into mourning over the sudden passing of veteran journalist Darrell Miller, who at 69 was found dead in his home on Sunday evening, according to police.
The officers breached the entrance to the residence, where they discovered the body of Mr. Darrell Miller in an advanced state of decomposition.
Condolences now pouring in from the current and former leaders of the country, as Mr. Miller is remembered as an important voice in radio and television who also fostered the growth of the media. This according to his longtime friend and colleague, Anthony A. Snowbo.
I want people to forget that Darrell was one of the best newsmen this country has ever seen. 5 W's in the H. Fundamentally sound, but he did it his way.
After an early start in broadcasting, he became the country's first radio show host on private radio at Love 97, then ascending to Deputy General Manager of News and Current Affairs at the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas, hosting the popular Immediate Response and later Darrell Miller Live. He retired in July 2023.
He knew what he wanted to do, and he was committed. He was committed to excellence. And if you weren't committed to excellence, you were not going to last around him very long.
Even as the life of the party, he covered national events, breaking stories, and the all-too-familiar election night coverage, year after year, writing the annals of Bahamian history and making a lasting memory in the lives of thousands of people here at home and throughout the region. What can you remember from his reporting specifically?
Provocative. This is Darrell Miller live.
They can try, but they could never stop this.
And signing off for the last time.
This is Darrell Miller reporting from the Bay and Victoria branch of the Royal Bank of Canada for TV13 News.
May his soul rest in peace. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Devontae Hanna.
The Bahamas Tonight, the National Report, returns after this.
Things that are undeniably Bahamian. A good count salad, junkanoo, the way we worship, the way we take care of one another, all undeniably Bahamian. And right in the midst of our iconic things, places, and people is Commonwealth Bank. Increasing access, sponsoring dreams, working alongside Bahamians to increase the quality of their lives for more than 60 years. Commonwealth Bank, nothing more than being Bahamian. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
Giving you more to love with our KFC Bucket Meals with large size. Get the KFC Family Bucket featuring 8 pieces of juicy chicken, family fries, and 4 biscuits that feeds 4. A KFC Deluxe Bucket with 10 pieces of delicious chicken, 2 larger sides, and 4 biscuits that feeds 4 to 6. Or a KFC Party Bucket with 15 pieces of our chicken, 3 larger sides, and 6 biscuits that feeds 6. And we'll handle the dishes, plates, and utensils included, so you can lick your fingers and reach. KFC knows value, and it's finger licking good.
Experience the difference with BTC's fixed services. Whether you're working from home or enjoying family time, BTC ensures you're always in touch with the people and moments that count. BTC isn't just a service, it's a lifestyle. Stay connected, stay inspired, and live your best life. BTC.
From paradise to paradise, Bahamas Air invites you to embark on a seamless island journey from the sun-kissed coast of Nassau, the Bahamas, to the rhythmic shores of Montego Bay, Jamaica. Soar high above a turquoise tapestry on the most trusted airline in the Caribbean. Our inaugural flight takes wing on November 17th, 2024. Don't delay. Book your idyllic escape today.
portion of the news is brought to you by Bahamas Striping Group of Companies.
You're looking at a shot of boats in Nassau Harbor. Welcome back. Another first for Senator Quinton Liborn as he takes off his public hat and moves up the ladder in private life. Liborn has resigned from the upper chamber in the face of his appointment as the alternate executive director for the Caribbean Inter-American Development Bank. He's the youngest Bahamian appointed to that post. He also boasts of being the youngest chairman of the Bahamas Development Bank. As he settles into his executive role, he thanked the Senate President and his parliamentary colleagues for their support over the past 3 years, calling it an incredible journey. Applauding Liborn for his contribution was Senate President, the Honorable J. Lachelle Adderley.
During Senator Liborn's tenure in the Senate, he acquitted himself admirably. Senator Liborn gave stellar contributions and was serious about putting Bahamian people first and doing what is right and best for our country. Indeed, your charismatic and smooth style of contribution was an effective tool to bring balance to the debate, and it also kept me up. We will miss you, Senator Liborn. We extend best wishes to you as you take 242 to the world, and we know that you would provide excellent leadership and mentorship at the Inter-American Development Bank.
Well, the Prime Minister already making a recommendation to fill the seat Liborn leaves vacant in the Senate. Attorney Jan Major has been suggested to serve. A member of the Bahamas Maritime Authority, Major is also on the board of the Bahamas Chamber of Commerce and Employers Confederation. Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis touts Major's exceptional work ethic and intellect, along with her significant experience and commitment to excellence as invaluable assets to Parliament. Well, knowing who the criminals are, where they are, what they are doing, and hopefully what they plan to do before they actually do it. That pretty much sums up what policymakers are hoping to achieve with a proposed amendment to the National Crime Intelligence Agency law. Passed recently in the House of Assembly, the bill sees to the establishment of a commission which will be responsible for the appointment, promotion, and discipline of agents assigned to gather intelligence. It would also ensure the quality of evidence and the thoroughness of investigation is enhanced, allowing for more effective prosecutions of criminals. And that's particularly important to Attorney General, Minister of Legal Affairs, Senator the Honorable Ryan Pinder, who's keen on relieving the bottleneck of criminal cases.
The commitment that we have made to the Department of Public Prosecutions and the criminal justice system has shown results, where we have seen enhanced convictions and enhanced guilty pleas and more cases being disposed of in a timely manner. In 2023, for example, we disposed of 162 criminal matters in the Supreme Court. Remember, last year that would have been with a stable of 30-some prosecutors. In 2024, we're continuing to maintain that momentum in closing out criminal prosecutions. It's one thing to start a case, Madam President. It's an entirely different thing to end a case. It's an entirely different thing. And our goal is to close out these cases and move them through the system and let justice be served.
Stay with us. On the Beat is after the break.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Folk Call Smart Pass, the smart way to pay at the pump.
People are going crazy for Popeyes around the world. Some have camped out for hours just to try our delicious chicken. This guy stocked up on 300 crunchy, juicy chicken sandwiches, just in case. And these lovebirds celebrated their wedding with the Popeyes cake. For real. We get it, y'all chicken lovers. Because we're just as crazy to marinate our chicken for 12 hours and make every piece by hand. That crazy love, we love. Love that chicken from Popeyes.
Over a decade ago,
The Bahamas Striping Group of Companies was birthed out of a passion to change the way we travel. From only a $5,000 grant, the tenacity and work ethic has propelled BSGC to one of the leading road management companies in the Caribbean. We pride ourselves on going the extra mile where others won't, through the use of our state-of-the-art equipment and our certified team. Although the success is commendable, the road has been long, yet the mission continues in striving to be a world-class organization ran by Bahamians for Bahamians. With the help of our experienced and hardworking team, we at the Bahamas Striping Group of Companies are committed to making a difference, one road at a time.
We here at Candid Security offer a varied range of security services, including guard service, we do armored service, we do pre-employment investigation, background checks, also vet people for employment. A live business hosted PBX is extremely important to our operation. I don't have to be in my office. I can easily get connected with our clients, my vendors, my NASA office, and with our employees in the field, anytime, anywhere.
Join us for Exuma Business Outlook, October 17th at Grand Isle Resort. Find out what is driving positive change for the future of Exuma. Keynote speaker MP for Exuma and Deputy Prime Minister I. Chester Cooper. Engage with panelists and presenters on better outcomes for the economy, business development, sustainable infrastructure, airports and airlift, technology, and more. Register today at tclevents.com.
A pastime for some, a passion for others. For this Health Matters segment, our Danielle Dean joins the Enjoy Cycling Club for their weekly multi-mile ride.
I experienced this firsthand during a 4-mile ride with the group beginning at Saunders Beach and ending just before the National Beach Soccer Stadium. Maria Campbell, co-founder of the Enjoy Cycling Club, says they've grown from 3 to about 30 riders every Sunday. Member since 2019, now competitive rider Kevin Daly shows there's reward in starting small.
At first I didn't know much about the bike, so I had to go there to get it fixed up and get it ready, and from there they told me when and when they ride, and I showed up, got dropped a couple times until I was able to stay with the group. Have no intention of stopping anytime until I leave the cert.
And that might be because cycling not only improves physical strength, but reduces stress, anxiety, and improves mental clarity. And if that's not enough?
Yeah, cycling is a lot easier on the body when you're just starting and you don't want to go hard, but it's one of the easiest way to lose weight. So even if just you want to lose some weight, I would say pick up cycling.
Recreational rider Carl Blaze is convinced it's even giving him a shot at a longer life.
Your health is your wealth. And if you stay active, you will have a better quality of life. And to me, having a lot of money, a fancy car, and panting if I walk up a flight of steps is not life. So I would say your health is your wealth, and to stay healthy, you have to stay active.
So strap on that helmet, tie those laces, and get cycling. Your body will thank you. With Health Matters for the Bahamas tonight, I'm Danielle Dean.
Well, Dawn and Marcellus are just waiting by to give us a sneak peek of Access Now. Guys, what's up?
Because it's not Tuesday, but it's almost that time to get your tatas checked. We have a surgical oncologist in the house, and he's going to tell us what we need to do, what not to do. Marcellus?
I know when not to speak, so I'm going to leave that alone. That's totally out of my framework, but yes.
That's coming up. Well, stay with us. Our feature story is up next.
On behalf of the entire flight crew and Western Air, we hope that you enjoyed your flight, and we look forward to serving you in the near future.
for all of life's twists, turns, and defining moments. RBC is a blend for all of you.
Have you been waiting for windows? Then wait no more. Cornet Bahamas have in stock now PVC sliding windows, casement windows, and impact sliding windows with mirror tinted glass, all in different sizes and styles. Call us at 352-1301 or visit any of our 4 locations in Freeport, Nassau, Abaco, and Eleuthera for the great products and great prices. Open 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. on Saturdays. Cornet Bahamas, dream, design, deliver.
We leave you tonight with the best of Darrell Miller, from serious stories to those of a lighter nature. Here are some clips that will stand the test of time.
The straw market has been destroyed. The firemen won't tell us, but we believe there is a problem with the water. We do not see any water spewing up from these fire engines, and thus this building goes to nothing.
Young girls standing up on the side of the road, selling the wrong thing. The young men are selling their bodies too. They can try, but they could never stop this. Live on ZNS. The original rip, the hottest topic. Real talk, think that I like the fucking If ZNS don't want me, I go in Facebook.
We're gonna go all over this country. Yes, we are walking back home to ZNS. We're back home.
Polling division number 3, the DLA's candidate is Theophanes Cochinamogula.
No, seriously, fellas. There comes a time in your life, especially after you get, a little up in the age after 50, where you might go dead. It's called ED. Erectile dysfunction. You need a boost.
At a town hall meeting in Exuma, Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Tourism, Investments and Aviation, the Honorable I. Chester Cooper, announced the launch of the Home Sweet Home program, aiming to incentivize property owners seeking to enter the vacation home market.
I said earlier, but I think it bears repeating, the Tourism Development Corporation and the Tourism Development Fund are perhaps 2 organizations of the government right now that has the greatest potential to have significant impact on the economy of the Bahamas, but importantly, on empowerment for Bahamians. Empowerment, as you know, is something that I talk about a lot, and these initiatives coming to you today are therefore designed to help you to advance in the vacation rental space. From the Tourism Development Corporation and the Tourism Development Fund, we're going to launch this program with $1 million. That's what we're going to start with. This is the first phase of this program. We're going to expand this all across the islands of the Bahamas. This is going to go to Eleuthera, Grand Bahama, and all of the other islands. You have the first opportunity to put in your applications, to get the ball rolling, to test this program, and to make sure it's working smoothly. We know that Airbnb is perhaps the most popular booking engine used at the moment for short-term vacation rentals. And we know it's easy, it works really well, and it's very efficient. And a lot of us have been making a lot of money by doing it.
For more tourism updates, visit Tourism Today or Bahamas.com. I'm Michael Miller, and this is Tourism Today.
The Ministry of Education and Technical and Vocational Training continues an initiative to focus on literacy and numeracy.
We will implement more deliberate strategies for critical thinking and screen and place appropriately those children with suspected special needs. The preschool unit is being restructured for stronger quality assurance. In primary schools, a program successfully piloted last year to promote literacy, critical thinking, and awareness in STEM subjects will be introduced to all primary schools. Academic success coaches will be posted on 15 campuses at primary and secondary levels to give support to children identified as needing support and to liaise with their teachers and parents. These coaches will, with the use of established programs, bring intensive focus on literacy and numeracy. They will track the acceleration and remediation activities with the aim of enhancing student learning outcomes.
The son of a celebrity gives to UB's Creative Arts School. Like his dad, we can truly say he dropped it like it was hot.
Plus, Youth Month is now in full effect. The service held yesterday. The details straight ahead.
Hurricane Milton is on the move. He's not a friendly one. Basil Dean has the cone. Stay close.
And coming up in sports, it's all about the Luther softball champs.
The Bahamas Tonight Access Now starts now.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Marcellus Hall.
And I'm LaDawn Davis. Welcome to the Bahamas Tonight Access Now.
Well, LaDawn, getting started on a solemn note, we would like to bring our sincerest condolences to the family of our recently departed colleague, Daryl Miller. He was a legendary journalist and radio personality, and just to add, gave me my very first job in this business.
Yes, Marcellus, he was a dear friend to all of us and will definitely be missed.
Well, may his soul rest in peace. Let's dive right into the news now for you tonight. In a vibrant celebration of creativity and talent, Cordell Brodus, son of American rapper, singer, and songwriter Snoop Dogg, and the Champ Medic Group partnered with the University of the Bahamas to donate a huge chunk of change, some $100,000.
So half of that would go towards providing equipment to help move our programs forward in terms of the digitization of creative programs, right, such as performing arts, like I said, and visual arts and design. And a second half of that $100,000, which is $50,000, went towards student competitions. So the competition was for the generation of NFTs, or non-fungible tokens. And so as practicing artist for many years, I was always focused on national development. So to now see people like Cordell from outside of the Bahamas even feeling the need to refine and nurture the talents of our Bahamian students, I think is very exciting. And I think it's going to cause a chain reaction. It's going to snowball.
5 winners of $10,000 awards. The winners there were Madison Cartwright with her piece, Strawberry Girl, Alyssa Pinder with Marble Night, Alicia Pinder with Potion, Gene Joseph with the EP tracks 1, 2, and 3, and Nelson Gray with Flowers. When it comes to what's next with the Champ Medic Group and the university, Cordell shares.
What's next is yet to come, but we are very interested as far as bringing new technology, bringing new sectors to the forefront of the University of the Bahamas, specifically around gaming, because we're avid gamers, and we started a gaming company last year and want to just provide the same resources we have back in the States over here in the University of the Bahamas.
October is officially National Youth Month in the Bahamas, a time dedicated to celebrating and empowering the nation's youth. This past weekend, churches across the country held special services to honor young people and to highlight their contributions to society and their hard work. Here's West Calix Forbes.
Homecoming. Let's make more memories is the theme for this year's Youth Month. Over the weekend, young people flocked to church on Saturday and Sunday, giving God thanks and seeking His guidance. We talked to several youth from the Hillview Seventh-day Adventist Church.
To know that we have a whole month dedicated to us, it's like, wow, for once we can be in charge, for once we could lead, for once they will be looking and listening to our problems, to our situations, to our solutions. So it's great.
Really great. It feels good to be, acknowledged, because people tend to believe they tend to not focus on the youth, But it feels good to have a month dedicated to us. If it could be a year, I'd be happy.
On Sunday, the Minister of Youth, Sports and Culture, the Honorable Mario Boleg, and his team worship at Legacy Church. He talked about the importance of recognizing youth.
Youth month is very important because, again, you're dealing with greatest asset within the country, and that's the future, which is your young people. So we must recognize them for their achievements, their hard work, dedication. We got to empower them, and we have to allow them to sit around the table to make decisions so we could build that gap between the past, the present, and the future. So anytime there's not recognition of our young people, then we are going in the wrong direction in this country.
Throughout October, a range of activities are planned in the capital as well as the Family Island. These events are designed to equip, encourage, and showcase young Bahamians with skills and applaud accomplishments.
This particular Youth Month so special is that we are pioneering our first sitting National Youth Parliament, where young people are going to be installed in Parliament for a 2-year term. They'll be serving in the National Youth Assembly, 39 of them, just like the House of Assembly, and 16 in the Senate, in our Youth and Senate. That's taking place. Youth Month is extended this year, so that's taking place on Friday, November 8th. The streets are going to be shut down, and they're going to be having their opening, their launch of our sitting National Youth Parliament.
For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Wes Calix Forbes.
And still to come, Dr. Wesley Francis is here live in studio to talk about breast cancer. Don't move and don't blink. We'll be right back right after this.
Skipping, jumping. Staff and students at Inagua All-Age School are never offbeat thanks to the school's Rhythm Down South Band. A 7-member group of young musicians who for the most part are self-taught say although they have varying professional ambitions, one goal they all share is to keep the group together.
I feel so we should stick together. Go far, travel to Family Islands, where we can speak, because that's what we love to do.
I want to go to college, study electrical. Hopefully keep the band together, learn more instruments, more than piano.
My being in the music industry, if I want to pursue that when I come out of school, yes, and hopefully keep the band together, because what I really, really want to do when I come out of school is go to BTBI and study computer and electrical studies, and on the side, music.
And meanwhile, the school's principal, Amapola Hanschels, making it clear that Inagua All-Age is not short on other enrichment and extracurricular activities.
We have the Governor General Youth Award, spearheaded by Ms. Simone Murphy. We have the Maritime Cadet Corps, spearheaded by Ms. Francis. We have the Brownies Girls Sunflowers Girls Guide that is spearheaded by the primary school. Then we have new coming on. It's the Teachers Cadet Program spearheaded by Ms. Gator.
I'm Adama Williams for EdTalk.
And right now, you're looking at a live shot of a sunset in Nassau Harbor, captured by our drone pilot, Neville Smith. Good job there, Nev. Let's head on down to Eleuthera now for Family Island News. Well, tonight, Charles Fisher introducing us to a young lady who hails from Palmetto Point, Eleuthera, and her goal is to market the Bahamas. She's the Junior Minister of Tourism. Here's the story from Charles Fisher.
16-year-old 12th grader at Central Eleuthera High School, Olandria Pinder, while her focus should be on graduating in 2025, is busy, as with her role as Junior Minister of Tourism for the Bahamas and also Junior Director of Tourism for Eleuthera. These two prestigious titles came about after a speech competition right in Governor's Harbor.
I spoke upon how can we make money and how we can bring back the people-to-people program and how we can benefit from our local resources such as Cascarilla Bar that's located in Ackland and pineapples in Eleuthera.
Now, while some student loves sports and technical things, hers is just tourism.
I like tourism because it gives me an insight. You meet someone new every day and you learn more. And also you get to enjoy your Bahamian culture.
She recently attended the Caribbean Tourism Organization Youth Congress in the Cayman Islands.
It allows 12 Caribbean countries to provide their own insight in their tourism industry and how can we build it up. I learned that every culture is different. Some things that are socially acceptable in the Bahamas that are not in the Cayman.
And how does she plan to market the islands of the Bahamas so Bahamians can see what they have to offer?
We can make it more intriguing. The Ministry of Tourism can implement a program where there's a bundle deal from traveling to Nassau to Eleuthera, then to Exuma, then to Auckland for a lower price.
No need to worry about what she plans to do after graduation. It's a foregone conclusion.
I plan to study tourism and hospitality at the University of the Bahamas, and my long-term goals are either to become the Director General of Tourism or maybe the Minister of Tourism, Investments and Aviation.
Good job and interview by the future Minister of Tourism for the Bahamas. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Charles Fisher.
Thanks a lot, Fisher. Well, each year, more and more young Bahamian women in their late 20s, early 30s are being diagnosed with breast cancer. For some of these breast cancer warriors, the disease is hereditary, while for others, it's the first for their family. October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and joining us live in studio to educate Bahamians about the uptick in numbers among young Bahamian women and women in general is consultant surgical oncologist Dr. Wesley Francis. Dr. Francis, welcome to the Bahamas Tonight Access Now.
Well, thank you, Ms. Davis. Thank you for having me. Happy to be here.
So, Dr. Francis, talk to us a little bit about what is breast cancer and its symptoms.
Well, I think the right answer, the right question is what is cancer? And cancer is really cells that have lost their ability to die. And so they continue to grow and exponentially at times. And so if you have those cells within the breast, then that's called breast cancer. For women, in terms of symptoms, it's really a lump or growth in the breast, or, for example, or under the arm, or changes in the skin, changes in the nipple. Also, if, especially in an older woman, a discharge that is have a bloody quality, those are some of the symptoms of breast cancer. But we prefer to see breast cancer really if it's screened. Screen-detected breast cancer is usually where there's some calcifications that are noticed on the mammogram, and then if it's suspicious, then you get a diagnosis that way. Early screen-detected breast cancer usually does very well because you catch it early, it hasn't spread yet, rather than when someone has symptoms. When you have symptoms, it's usually a later stage, and the prognosis is not as good as if you have screen-detected. That's why the emphasis is really on screening.
So tell us, so far this year, how many new cases have you seen or new diagnoses in older and or younger women?
So it'll be difficult to say, but what I could tell you is what is we based or data that we have from our registry. So the Bahamas National Cancer Registry started in 2018. And before then, the way we say how much cancer is within the country is incidence. It's called incidence, and it's number per 100,000 females. And so when the registry first started in 2018, it was about like 106 per 100,000 females. That was really high. And then, but what we noticed is there's been a gradual decrease in trend. But I believe that it's falsely decreased because during the COVID years, we didn't really, a lot of people didn't screen. And so the numbers kind of went down from the registry. The registry data all over the world are usually about 2 years behind. And so the last number that we had is 69.3 per 100,000 females, which, I mean, if you look at the numbers, it's probably around 200,000 females. So somewhere around maybe 150 patients would have been diagnosed, and that's in 2022. We have yet to see 2023's data, and we're in 2024. That wouldn't be seen until another year or so. But those are the numbers in the registry.
So what are some of your final thoughts as we continue to raise awareness this October for breast cancer screenings?
I think we just need to screen, and we need to be deliberate and intentional about screening women. The screening age is 40 and over, And the screening tool is using a mammogram. And breast cancer can't be prevented. It's about early detection. When you do detect this early, patients survive because they can be treated. And the treatments are usually successful.
Dr. Francis, thank you so much for joining us here on the Bahamas Tonight Access Now, and all the best to you and your team as you continue to educate women on breast cancer. Thank you so much.
All right, great.
Marcellus Hall has a look at what's coming up in sports. Marcellus?
Well, coming up in Sports Friday night, the B3As and World Athletics hosting a kids clinic. We'll tell you what it's all about just ahead in sports.
Andy, turns out I'm allergic to the Australian veggie spread.
Ooh, thankfully CG will cover you anywhere in the world. Remember when I went to Australia for my title fight? Trust me when I say you do not want to get in the ring with a kangaroo. It wasn't until my victory dinner with the Sultan that I realized top shelf caviar doesn't agree with me. But I was covered. Anyway, I gotta go. I'm teaching your cousin how to use a flamethrower. Woohoo!
Medical cover anywhere in the world. CG Atlantic Medical and Life. Good like that.
Are you or a loved one under medical care? Do you need affordable medical supplies? Ports International is the largest home health care supplier. Medical supplies at the very best price. And you can even shop online. From hospital beds to wound care, wheelchairs to walkers, Ports is a one-stop shop for your medical supplies, and we accept insurance. We have online shopping and 2 locations to serve you, at the Airport Industrial Park and Shirley Street. We also ship to the Family Islands. Shop online and visit us on Facebook. Call Ports at 377-1771.
I've been shopping JBI Healthy Choice Coconut Milk for years.
And I've been using the JBI jerk seasoning for quite some time now, maybe about 4 years.
And whenever I get my JBI jasmine rice, I love to pair it with the JBI kidney beans. I've been using JBI kidney bean with coconut milk for about 10 years.
I enjoy using the JBI product. I love the green pigeon peas, especially on a Sunday when I have to cook that family meal. I've been using it now for a few years. My family love it, and we all enjoy it.
I normally make my own jerk, but this is the next best thing.
Try JBI. And I want to wish you a happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary, JBI.
Thank you, Bahamas.
Welcome to your ZNS Total Sports Check Monday, everybody. I'm Marcellus Hall. Kids taking center stage. First thing off the bat, let's take a quick look. B3As, in conjunction with World Athletics, recently hosting their Train the Trainer Kids Clinic course over at the original Thomas A. Robinson Track and Field Stadium. The event, the first of its kind in the region, extremely well attended by dozens of the country's youth, and as it was, World Athletics Master Instructor for Kids Athletics, Chester Morgan, outlining the project's goals.
It is actually a pilot project from Olympic Solidarity, where they decide that the countries that are hosting major events, like the World Relays, they'll be given a grant to host kids athletics workshop. And after the workshop, these coaches are now being charged to educate the other coaches within Bahamas. Also, they are being charged to complete a 6-week program, which is created by myself within the primary school system. So this morning we had a conversation with the Ministry of Education, and they accepted the program, and they want it to be in all schools in Bahamas as much as possible.
B3A's President Jamiko Arch was saying that this is a step in the right direction to ensure the continued growth of the sport in the entire country.
What you have is the sprouting of really new growth in our program. And so I'm excited. This is really what track and field is all about. I think that the benchmark is how many medals you win. But really, for me, the benchmark is really trying to create a sustainable program that ensures that there's a life beyond what we know track and field to be.
Only 16 days away from the start of the 6th Caribbean Baseball Cup over at the Andre Rogers Baseball Diamond, with national teams expected from Cuba, Dominican Republic, Curacao, U.S. Virgin Islands, St. Martin, and, of course, the Bahamas. The stadium will have to be in tip-top condition. NSA Chief Mosick Johnson says no worries.
This is a very important event for the BBA, and the NSA is pleased to partner with the BBA in terms of providing the facilities and also being the ticketing partner for this event. And so the NSA is pleased to provide ticketing for this event.
And that's it. Your check on sports for you here tonight. Of course, we have our Monday weather just ahead.
October is farming, trick-or-treating, and saving with the specials at Super Value and Quality Supermarkets. Country Barn mayonnaise, 30-ounce, $3.69. Distinction Long Life milk, assorted, 1 liter, $2.29. Kellogg's Giant Size cereals, assorted, 23 to 28-ounce, $6.39. Yellow onions, 3-pound bag, $2.89. Baby back spare ribs, $3.39 per pound. Before October is over, shop and save at Super Value and Quality Supermarkets.
The most important thing in life is family, and whenever you need reliable advice, you look to the people you know you can trust. At J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers, we earn our clients' trust every day. Whether it's home, motor, travel, or commercial insurance, we've got you covered. Call 397-2100 or visit jsjohnson.com.
JS Johnson Insurance, peace of mind.
Make your company representative stand out through an embroidery design on your uniforms from Janae's Uniform Center, Chesapeake Road. Janae's utilizes the latest state-of-the-art embroidery technology to monogram large and small quantities of shirts, caps, bags, and other articles. If you don't already have a digitized logo, Janae's can design and digitize your idea and bring it to life. Then install the logo of your choice from their large selections of 27 stock colors of golf shirts in cotton or dry fit, caps, or workwear. Call 394-8385 or 6 or visit www.janaes.com.
Hey, Mom, can you look after Kaylee?
Sorry, I'll be out for a while dealing with my home and car insurance.
What? You know there's a newer way, right?
A new way?
Where have you been? Look, go to newerinsurance.com, log in, get your quote, buy your insurance, done. You can even use it to manage a claim.
Oh? By the way, it's not newer. It's N-U-A. Where's she been?
Do it anyway with NUA Insurance Agents and Brokers.
It's time now for your Access weather forecast, and we have lots of precipitation over the northwest Bahamas, and this is associated with an area of low pressure that has formed on a front boundary. Has nothing to do with Milton as yet. There's a wall of thunderstorms just to the west of us, and that moving towards the east, that will be closing in on us during the course of the night. But Milton right now, a Category 5 hurricane, packing winds of 180 miles per hour, moving towards the east at 10 miles per hour, but it will take a shift towards the north and east, taking it more towards Tampa, and we expect some weakening of this system as well, so it will make landfall perhaps as a Category 3 hurricane. For us here in the Bahamas, heavy rainfalls and some strong gale force winds can be expected between Wednesday and Thursday, and that is perhaps all we're going to get out of it. So flooding will be a main issue from this system for us here in the northwestern parts of the country. Our boating forecast tonight is brought to you by Live Business, where you're always protected during the worst storms. In the northwestern parts of our country, the winds are going to be southwest. They will be increasing tonight, 15 to 20 knots. Wave heights building 4 to 7 feet, so caution flags will be going in place for you boaters, and this will take us right through Wednesday. High tide, that takes place at 11:28 tonight, with another high tide at 11:59 tomorrow morning. And in the central and southeastern parts of the country, the wind's still not too bad, but south to southwest at 10 to 15 knots. The wave heights 2 to 4 feet over the ocean. And that's going to do it for your boating forecast. It's time now for your international temperatures, and they're brought to you by Brawl Star Assurance.
Right now I feel like whining. Shake that bump up on me 'cause we grinding. She's a beast, I'm a bigger beast when we raking. Up on one with motorbike 'cause we scraping. Right now I feel like whining. Shake that bump up on me 'cause we grinding. She's a beast, I'm a bigger beast when we raking. Up on one with motorbike 'cause we scraping. Yeah. been on this rocky roads before.
And that's going to do it for your international temperatures, brought to you by Roll Star Assurance. But join me at 11 o'clock for a full weather update.
All right, well, thanks, Pastor. Well, Milton is definitely out there. Category 5 already. Let's hope it weakens, Ladon.
I'm hoping for the same, Marcellus, but until then, let's hear from Matea Cunningham with Let's Talk Socials.
Hey, hey, beautiful people. It's your social media go-to girly, and welcome back to Let's Talk Socials. Today, we talk about the one person whose impact was so widely felt throughout the Bahamas that his memory lives vividly on through social media. The one and only Daryl Miller, whose passing was confirmed yesterday afternoon. Today, though, we choose to celebrate the life of the media, radio, and television giant. Not just us here at ZNS know, but every Bahamian social media user. Users are commemorating the legend by threads titled Daryl Miller Once Said, and users are finishing the sentences with his most popular phrases. Some are even reposting his most memorable social media moments. Take a look.
And then up on the side of the road, selling the wrong thing. The young men are selling their bodies too.
It's clear that Mr. Miller's digital footprint represents the light he truly was in the industry. For most people, the digital footprint is commonly something they'd like swept under the rug. But for Daryl Miller, his is something that we hope will always see the light. Well, it's time for the daily poll. We want to know, which Daryl Miller saying is the most iconic?
Lively and provocative. The main thing is the mind. The second thing is to wash your hand and your booty. And the third thing is stay home. Don't invite no strangers to your house.
I'm Matea, and this has been Let's Talk Socials. And as Daryl would say,
why I gone? Because I won't go.
Oh, there it is. Great guy. That's a wrap for us tonight on Access Now.
We're out until tomorrow at 7:30, Marcellus, so stay tuned for the rundown with Clint Watson live from Grand Bahama. Good night, everybody.
Let's do it.
The Whopper with cheese never tasted so good. 100% flame grilled beef, now juicier. With fresh ingredients as usual. And even fluffier buns. The Whopper with cheese. Bigger, better, tastier. Get a regular combo for only $9. Only at Burger King Nassau.
Fuel's the difference. Ruby's Ultra Tech in your car. Fill up with Ruby's Ultra Tech. Spend less and go far. Fuel up with Ruby's Ultra Tech. Get the most out every ride. Just watch your car perform with the best fuel inside. Fuel up with confidence in every mile. Get Ruby's Ultra Tech in your tank and drive with a smile. Watch your car perform with the best fuel inside. Fuel the difference with Ruby's Ultra Tech.
What are we gonna do? We forgot your daddy's birthday. He's in Eleuthera and we're all the way in Nassau. You got it? Okay. Yes, you're right. Eleuthera for tomorrow? No problem.
At Centerville, I'm LaDawn Davis. This is ZNS.
The Rundown is brought to you by Commonwealth Brewery Limited. Good evening and welcome to the show, coming to you all week from Grand Bahama. It's great to have you with us. And before, of course, we go on to the show, we want to pay homage to our dear colleague, Darrell Miller, who passed away yesterday. Our hearts and thoughts and prayers are with him. Darrell was always one who encouraged me in the profession and stood by me and just gave me so many words of wisdom straight up to his time when he retired last year from the Broadcasting Corporation. And our thoughts and hearts and our prayers go out to his family and those who remain as we remember his life and legacy, a rich legacy of journalism that he's left. Our thoughts and prayers are with him and his family. We thank God for his life that he has lived. On to our topic tonight. The island of Grand Bahama and the people that live here are doing all they can to erase the stigma left on them for decades now. And while they will never forget the back-to-back beating they took from powerful storms over the last decade, including the worst storm of modern times to hit the Bahamas, Dorian, and the devastation and setback and wreaked on this northern island, the people here choose to focus on what is to come now, that they are pretty much recovering from Mother Nature's wrath. With several years of blessings not to be impacted by any storm, it has given this once thriving piece of paradise the opportunity to rebuild, reinvigorate, and reset. In comes a minister for Grand Bahama, who perhaps knows best and better than most the nature of the landscape of things. She has demonstrated the fortitude to get it done, even in the face of naysayers and those who oppose. And yes, I know you're probably asking right here, oppose? Why would anyone oppose progress and advancement? Then my answer would probably be, that's just the nature of this thing we call politics. But here's what people are finding out every day here on Grand Bahama. Ginger Moxie is not afraid. Ginger Moxie is not deterred, and Ginger Moxie is working for better. She leads a ministry that is single-handedly coordinating multiple projects at the same time, all in an effort to provide jobs, a robust and diverse economy, and new life for what we've called the Magic City for so long. Recently, she spoke with our Northern Service about the transformation taking place. Here's that story on the change in Grand Bahama.
We had to make sure that our people were eating. We had to make sure we provided opportunities for those to be able to take care of themselves and their families. And I think from day one, that's what happened.
September 16th, 2024 marks 3 years since the Davis Cooper administration took office. In that time, the government has focused its efforts on rescuing a nation in crisis. In Grand Bahama, the heartbeat of the island is its people. For Ginger Moxie, that was always clear. So after assuming the role as Minister for Grand Bahama, the work began with helping people.
We focused on how do we ensure that, people had a place to go to in terms of putting bread on the table.
This was especially important in 2021 when the people of Grand Bahama were not only recovering from Hurricane Dorian, but also grappling with the effects of the COVID-19 pandemic. Immediate relief came through legislation.
And so we championed the Evidence Amendment Act. We restored the SIRS order for vehicles, and we also extended it for building supplies.
Efforts to revitalize lost communities with initiatives like the Beautiful Grand Bahama Project, which employed some 500 people, gave a major boost to the local economy.
We returned government services to East Grand Bahama, and that included urban renewal, social services, NIB, the administrators and district offices, and we also distributed relief grants to straw vendors, to junk canoe groups, and we introduced the Empower Grand Bahama Micro Grant Initiative.
Now, 3 years in, work is still happening. In part 2 of our series, the minister expounds on the $2 billion worth of investment projects on Grand Bahama.
Thanks a lot, Rumiko. And stay with us. The Minister for Grand Bahama, she's here. She joins us when we come back. You're watching The Rundown. We're back from Grand Bahama after this.
tonight, Sunset Village Fish Fry presents I'm a Boatman, featuring Katie and Fred, D-Mac, Tino D, Nietzsche Ellen, Sweet Emily, Wilfred Sullivan, Funky D, VVS, Veronica Bishop, Papa Smurf, Sherrod Taylor, Lil Joe Cartwright, Mama G, Colin McDonough, Chad Cully, and the VIP. And from Turks Island, the Proficient Band, and host Super P. There'll also be performances by The Stringer and the Platinum Nights Joking Group. Sunday, October 13th at Sunset Village Fish Fry, 8 Mile Rock. Sponsored by the Ministry of Grand Bahama and the Ministry of Tourism.
Welcome to our SBDC Business Tips, where we share valuable insights with small business owners. From practical advice to actionable tips, we're here to support you on your journey to success. As a small business owner, it is crucial to define your market. Conduct market research to determine who your ideal customers are, their demographics, and their buying habits. Knowing who your customers are helps tailor your products and services to their needs. This information will help you to create a targeted marketing campaign and improves your chances of success. We hope you find these business tips helpful. To help your business reach its full potential, visit sbdcbahamas.com or give us a call at 242-461-SBDC.
Welcome back to The Rundown. So good to have all of you joining us. We are live all week from Grand Bahama. Joining us now is the Minister responsible for Grand Bahama, the Honorable Ginger Moxie. It's great to have you.
Thank you for having me.
I'm getting very comfortable in Grand Bahama. Something you're doing here is making me very comfortable here.
Listen here, we are the home of resilience.
Wow.
But we're watching Hurricane Milton.
I know we are. And hopefully we're praying things continue to go in the direction they're going in. And Grand Bahama doesn't have to worry about that. It's been a great season so far.
Yes.
And so I know you guys are on top of things here. Let's talk a bit about the economy, because the big concern has always been Grand Bahama's economy and whether it's struggling or what it's doing. How would you describe the state of Grand Bahama's economy now?
Grand Bahama is on the move. We've bounced back. It's happening. So we do have over $2 billion of investments going on now on the ground. We have the $665 million Grand Bahama Shipyard redevelopment. We have the $600 million Carnival Celebration Key project. You know, that's phenomenal. We have the $80 million Royal Caribbean MSC ITM project in the harbor. We have the $210 million Freeport Hill campus. We have the $73 million Liverthorne Statoil project in East Grand Bahama. There's just so much happening. Downtown is alive. Downtown was practically closed for over 20 years. You know, you had some businesses here and there, but it was a ghost town. Downtown is alive. We have the Wynn Building, the Grand Union Building. We have parliamentary registration and the public service and labor there downtown. And so government is doing its part, and Grand Bahama is now thriving.
So people will say, okay, great, there's millions, and you said billions of dollar investments. Is that trickling down to the people of Grand Bahama?
I would say that it is trickling down. I know that there are still so many people who are in need, because you have to recognize where we came from. We came from an economy that was basically closed, shut down. We had to recover not just from Hurricane Dorian, but from the pandemic, because we were the island that was shut down the longest. We were shut down first. And before Dorian, we had Matthew and Francis and Jane and Wilma, and you know, we had hurricane after hurricane. So again, I consider us to be this island of resiliency, and we are doing much better. There's a lot more work that still needs to be done, but we're on the right track. This Davis Group administration is making it happen. From day one, we hit the ground running. We started to be innovative in our approach to how we're going to turn the economy around. And now, you know, we can see light at the end of the tunnel heading in the right direction.
I was at Out of the Sea my last visit getting breakfast, and this lady stopped me and she said, okay, I watch you or whatever. We started talking. She said, I used to live in Abaco. And then she said, then I moved to Nassau. She said, but now I've relocated to Grand Bahama. And she said, can I tell you, this one I told her I got to have on the show sometime this week. She said, I chose Grand Bahama. It wasn't a matter I had to come here. I chose here, and now she said my daughters have relocated here, who are all adults, because she said this place is phenomenal. And she started singing the praises of Grand Bahama and why she chose to live here and why her daughters came after visiting and decided they wanted to live here. So it's no longer now what I like to say the forgotten or abandoned city. People are now choosing to come to Grand Bahama. So something's happening.
Something's happening. You know, development is happening. People can see that, you know, it really isn't as dead as people are saying, and the proof is there. And so that's why I initiated a program called Welcoming Home. And it was to encourage our own Grand Bahamians who would have left the Grand Bahama diaspora to return home. Because with all of these new developments happening, you want to be able to take advantage of it. They're not just job opportunities, but they're entrepreneurial opportunities. Things are really moving on Grand Bahama Island. Really excited about it. And I want all of us to recognize the opportunities that exist and to see how you can benefit from it. So again, to the Grand Bahama diaspora out there, come, return home. And it's happening when I look at the Celebration Key, and we did the tour there the other day. You know, you can see so many people who would have left, who have returned home. Some over 20 years, some over 16 years, they're back home.
Are these just jobs in the tourism sector or construction sector, or are these jobs in a variety of disciplines? A lot of our Bahamians are qualified in so many areas. Is there opportunity for a variety of career opportunities?
There are so many opportunities, you know, because there's so many diverse opportunities that are happening with the hospital, especially, you know, so in healthcare, you know, in tourism, again, in construction, you have so many engineers that are returning home, and we just want them to know that, you know, we welcome them back, because Grand Bahama at one point had a population of 55 to 60,000. We're now down to 47,000.
Wow.
And so we need to be able to have the capacity to be able to take advantage of the opportunities. Because again, when I hear from developers when we meet, they're saying all of this development is going on at once. Are you sure you're going to be able to, you know, meet the demand?
Wow.
And so
that's a new thing to hear.
Absolutely. It's a new thing to hear. It's a good thing to hear. But, you know, we have to be ready. Because again, the cruise port, the Celebration Key, has to be open next year, June. So the work has to continue. It has to happen, because all of these cruises are already booked. It's happening.
Wow.
It's right here on Grand Bahama Island. It's exciting.
Do you have enough work for construction workers?
We have too much work. That's the thing. And so now you find that they have to actually bring people in.
Because they don't have enough construction workers here locally.
A lot of skilled labor that's required to complete some of the projects. That is what we have an issue with right now. So again, we're asking people to return home. And real estate is through the roof right now on Grand Bahama Island.
Really? People are now buying the real estate.
Absolutely.
They see what's going to happen.
They're buying real estate. Actually, the demand is more foreign and Nassau for real estate.
For real estate?
Yes.
People in Nassau recognize what's going on.
Absolutely.
And if you don't know, if you're watching, a good sign of a futuristic bloom or success is when you see real estate begins to change and shift. People get a bird's eye view of what the island or the country is looking like.
Absolutely.
And they begin to take advantage and run in it and buy up the real estate because they figure they're going to develop. And we saw that happening with Exuma. People bought up all the real estate in Exuma because they saw what was happening to Exuma. And so here, that's happening here in Grand Bahama. It says that people believe that the future of Grand Bahama looks really, really bright. So they're trying to buy up the real estate while it's at a good price. Because you know what happens. What happens when the demand comes is the price goes way up.
And it's coming, and it's here, actually. And so the prices are relatively low here on Grand Bahama Island when it comes to real estate. And so I think that's what's happening as well.
You said something important, Nassau, because Nassau people recognize how expensive property is in Nassau. So they're getting the wind and they're saying, you know what, I'm going to buy some property in Grand Bahama.
And it's a great place to grow a family. You know, it's, you know, traffic is pretty okay.
Crime under control.
5 minutes here and there. You get to where you're going. So crime is under control, and we're doing really, really well. We have so many amazing initiatives that's going on that is helping our people. while we are growing the economy and creating all these opportunities. So I'm excited about that.
Let's talk about the airport, because of course a key factor in any destination in tourism or development is a good airport. And I know in the past there were challenges. People said Grand Bahama is one of the most expensive airports in the region as far as fees, and a lot of people were deterred from it. What is happening with airport development, and are concerns like that plagued the airport before going to be addressed?
I think we're heading in the right direction with the airport. When we got into office, there's so much work that needed to be done, and we started working right away. You know, we had an elevator installed at the control tower. You know, we extended the hours of operation.
What are your hours now? You're now open longer? Longer than you were before.
Much longer than we were before.
You were closing early in the afternoon.
Exactly.
Now you're into the evening.
Absolutely. And so we've done a lot of work on the airport. We constructed the domestic terminal, got that going again, and we're now in the phase of demolishing, well, the interior part of the international terminal, because we're now looking at it also being used as cargo. So we are in the design phase of the new international airport. But one thing I like to remind our citizens, Grand Bahamians in particular, is that we inherited an airport where the government purchased it, yes, for $1, but inheriting all of the liabilities that came with it. And so we then had to step in and rescue. Because again, there was some insurance money there as well that was, you know, not kept by the government. It was the former owners of the airport that held on to the insurance.
So it wasn't like, okay, we own this airport, let's just rebuild and let's just sell.
Exactly.
There was a lot of logistical things and legal matters that had to be dealt with first.
Legal matters, and the fact, even with paying, you know, some of the severance that was owed to employees, that's what we met when we came in. And so we started there, and we started to work with what we inherited and to make it make sense.
All right.
And so now we're heading in the right direction.
We're going to take a break. When we come up, we're going to talk about the sale of the Grand Locale. Everybody looks at that as if when that happens, then we know the glory days are coming about. Let's talk about that, and then I want to talk about the fact that the statistics, Department of Statistics are showing the lowest unemployment numbers in years. Let's talk a little bit about that, and the International Bazaar and some other things. You're watching a rundown with the minister responsible for Grand Bahama. We're in Grand Bahama this week. We're back after this. Stay close.
Yes.
TCI and Sunset Village Fish Fry present I'm a Boatman, featuring Katie and Fred, D-Mac, Tino D, Nietzsche LS, Sweet Emily, Fritz Sullivan, Funky D, VVS, Veronica Bishop, Papa Smurf, Sherrod Taylor, Lil Joe Cartwright, Mama D, Colin McDonough, Chad Cully, and the VIP. And from Turks Island, the Proficient Band, and host Super P. There'll also be performances by The Swinger and the Platinum Nights Joking Crew. Sunday, October 13th at Sunset Village Fish Fry, 8 Mile Rock. Pod sponsored by the Ministry of Grand Bahama and the Ministry of Tourism.
Covering the news seems easy, but we put thought into what we're doing. The Bahamas Tonight Access Now, here to inform, educate, and entertain. A new type of newscast featuring social media trends, news from around the islands, interviews with the people you like, sports, weather, and fabulous entertainment. That's a Bahamas Tonight Access Now with Marcellus Hall and LaDon Davis. Live, starting September 16th.
It's time to grow your church. Time to extend your message to all the islands in the Bahamas, into the Turks and Caicos Islands, and to the world via the ZNS app and website. It's time to broadcast your church's services on ZNS TV. To help you with that, ZNS has some exciting new packages with very good prices. It's time to call 502-3813 for details.
Is the Little Caesars Stuffed Crust Pizza. Get more pizza for less money. Only $12. It's a whole new level of pizza with cheese stuffed crust so spectacular that there's nothing left.
Pizza.
A delicious pepperoni pizza with the crust stuffed with lots of cheese and brushed with butter and garlic flavor and sprinkled with Parmesan cheese. Hot and ready Thursday to Saturday between 4 and 8 for only $12. Simply irresistible. And only at Little Caesars.
Pizza.
Beginning Monday, September 16th, it's the new lineup of ZNS News and Current Affairs, 6 p.m. It's What's Trending, Lifestyles in the Afternoon with Stacey Campbell Marshall, 6:30. We head to the north for the Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition, 7 p.m. It's the Bahamas Tonight National Report, followed by the Bahamas Tonight Access, now at 7:30. Then at 8 p.m., your nightly news analysis show, The Rundown, with Clint Watson, and 11 p.m., the Bahamas Tonight at 11 with Royston Jones. It's a full lineup of the new ZNS, and it starts Monday, September 16th. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
Welcome back to the Rundown, all the way from Grand Bahama. We're talking on this first night of our Grand Bahama series with the Minister responsible for Grand Bahama, Ginger Moxie. I'm just hearing so much change that's happening in transformation. It really makes you excited. Before the break, we talked about all of that, what was happening, the new exciting movement with the airport, and now, of course, the hotel sale. The Grand Lucayan, for some reason, has people believing if we see this change, then we know the worst is behind and the better days are ahead. Is the government making significant progress with this?
The government is making significant progress. I think the Prime Minister said as much.
Correct.
But like the DPM always says, I will talk about it when money is in the bank.
Pretty much. But you're optimistic that it's going to be in the bank this time.
Yeah,
because last time it got near to the bank.
Yeah, near to the bank, not in the bank.
But this time you believe it's going to be in the bank.
Yes. I'm feeling good about it.
And that's good. And obviously people want to know, how is tourism doing? Because that's an anchor project for the island. How is tourism doing in Grand Bahama?
Grand Bahama is actually the fastest growing tourist destination in the Bahamas.
Really?
Yes, it is.
People wouldn't think that.
They wouldn't. It's, it's happening. I think the tourist vendors, the operators, I think they're doing well now. So there's more to come. We're working hard. We're all around promoting Grand Bahama Island as a tourist destination. That's one of the mandates of the Ministry for Grand Bahama. And so it's happening, but I'm excited to know the numbers are there. You can add tourism, it's there.
Are these stopover visitors or are these predominantly cruise visitors who come in for the day and leave?
They're predominantly cruise visitors, but they're stopover visitors as well. Okay. I was so happy to see American Airlines this morning announced that they will be increasing flights to Grand Bahama Island.
That's a significant thing.
That's huge. It's big. So that's a good thing for us. Of course, we know that Westin had started the Fort Lauderdale as well. So I think we're doing well. Of course, there's always more that can come, and that's more will come because we're working hard at it.
Always a good sign of tourism doing well is always, of course, the taxi drivers saying they're happy, the straw vendors or the market vendors, Port Lucaya vendors saying they're getting business. Are they seeing that come to them?
Well, business is happening. I think what happens, though, is that so many of them head to some of the other destinations. Port Lucaya doesn't have as much as all of us would want them to have, and so I think that's still a work in progress. I think as the cruises pick up, as the airport, the airlift picks up, it'll do better. But we have to stay encouraging them. We have to continue working with them. We have given grants in those areas just to support their businesses, and so we'll continue to do that. But yeah, we're working really hard.
And I think the idea is Port Lukai was really designed for that tourist destination area.
Absolutely.
The hotel properties, Pelican Bay, Grand Lukai, all the properties in that area. So when there's redevelopment there, then you expect that to spring into action for the
And
port.
through Beautiful Grandmama, we also did reopen the Pop Club. We refurbished it and reopened it to allow, beach passengers to traverse there. And I think that had some impact on the Port Lukai marketplace. So there are good days and there are bad days. But, it's a work in progress. We'll continue to work.
Unemployment, the Department of Statistics released its survey showing that unemployment is the lowest in years in Grand Bahama. That seems to be impossible.
Yes.
I'm sure you're excited about that.
I'm truly excited about that. And actually, I think there needs to be another survey done, because I think it's even lower than that. Because what's happening now, we can't find enough individuals for certain jobs. And so I think and everyone you call who you may think is not working, they're working now. So maybe there is some underemployment here and there, but for the most part, I think in unemployment is much lower than even the records indicate.
Wow.
Yes.
Talk about the International Bazaar. It used to be a staple on Grand Bahama.
Yes.
It's now not there anymore. What is going to happen there?
The International Bazaar is going to become the Afro-Caribbean marketplace. And we would have already signed a project preparation facility with Afro-XM Bank for the initial design and EIA and financial impact assessment for that marketplace. So that is in progress. That is happening. We're also right now, finalizing the acquisition of the bazaar, the Royal Oasis Tower, and the casino. We are also in the process of completing the design work. I think that's already been done for the reopening of the road.
That's going to happen.
It's going to happen. It's going to happen. Yes, it's going to happen. And so we are extremely excited about that and what it means, because it isn't just a marketplace in the bazaar with 54 African countries, 20 Caribbean countries, 16 islands of the Bahamas represented.
All in there.
All in there. But there's also the logistics component at the harbor area. Because now we're talking about goods trade between Africa and the Caribbean, and Grand Bahama being used as the platform for that.
That's a whole new sector that we're opening up.
Absolutely, absolutely. We are the gateway to the Caribbean.
That's amazing, because when you, as a Grand Bahamian or a Bahamian, that's why I say we're opening it up, because as a Bahamian, you're hoping for new diversification of economies, right? Because we recognize that we've been so dependent on tourism for so long, and now as Bahamians to say that we're no more than just tourism, it's really a big opportunity.
And the orange economy, the creative industry. So that's just where all of this come together and collide. So when you have, you imagine Afro beats mixing with soca and junkanoo and reggae and calypso and all of that. So it's festivals, it's arts and crafts and products, the best of what these countries have to offer, and it's happening right here on Grand Bahama Island.
Wow. Garden Villas. Talk about this proposed transformation with Garden Villas.
Okay, so I would have represented the Bahamas at the City Summit of the Americas, and the Cities Forward initiative was launched at that time. It's an initiative that focuses on sustainability, resiliency, and inclusiveness. And I applied for the city of Freeport. We were selected out of 129 cities. Wow. We became partnered with the city of Coral Springs in Florida. And the project that I identified was the Garden Village Project. And this is where we bring garden villas, also known on this island as the ghetto.
So you people around the Bahamas who don't know what Garden Village is.
That is what is
considered.
It's an impoverished community where, there are tarps on the roof, where no water, no power. Some people go without food. So many of them I have on the Beautiful Grandmama program right now. And it's a holistic approach to revitalizing this community with as a smart community with agri-tech solutions, with a resilience center, with houses that have been repurposed, and we look forward to seeing the transformation of this area that's known as the ghetto into a model community that can be used throughout the Bahamas and even the region.
And this is being assisted by international assistance.
And so the program is spearheaded by the U.S. State Department. It is Resilience Cities Catalyst, the Institute of the Americas, and iClay Local Government for Sustainability.
Wow.
So it has international partnerships involved. And of course, locally, we have partnered with the Ministry of Housing and Urban Renewal, the Ministry of National Security when it comes to that Community Resilience Center, and the Ministry of Social Services. So all ministries involved. And actually the Grand Bahama Port Authority as well.
They're involved as well.
They have to be involved because it deals with a lot of, coding issues, building code, zoning. And so yes, we have to work together to make things happen.
Has this begun already, or is this proposed to begin?
It's started already. The government has already finalized acquisition of certain properties in the area. So we're looking at acquiring the Garden Villas properties. There are about 12 lots there. We're acquiring some buildings known as we call them the Bain buildings, some blue buildings in Garden Villas area. We're looking to do some sustainable, affordable homes in the urban renewal land area, and we're looking at acquiring additional properties. So we're working closely with, like I said, all of these ministries, collaboratively, working with our international partners, and also a part of this is to access funding from many of these international organizations to assist with the development of this area.
That sounds exciting.
It's exciting, and a part of it also is we've also always talked about the Savoy building and the Parker building downtown that's looking so good, but we see these two dilapidated structures, and everyone's wondering what's going on. So we've been in communication also through this initiative to see how we can address some of these issues that's been plaguing us for so long, legacy issues that we're fixing.
Wow. I was about to ask you that because there are so many other government initiatives that seem to be taking on and taking place. Are you satisfied that the administration is being able to address some of the legacy issues of Grand Bahama?
Absolutely. We've been taking on, I would say, projects that no one has dared to touch before.
Really?
So I'm excited about what is happening with the International Bazaar. Everyone talks about the bazaar, but no one had the solution, no one had the answer. And it's been, a vexing problem for decades now. And, that road opening, that's a big issue for us. We want that road open now, but so we're working on that, and it's a process. So from day one, when I came in, I started to work on that, dealing with the hardcore developers themselves, dealing with those who became responsible for the properties after that had started, and of course dealing with 13 property owners on the bazaar side itself, that we now have the AG's office in collaboration with, and as well as dealing with the bazaar and the tower, and casino of Royal Oasis. And then downtown, remember, that was a legacy problem as well. It was shut down, it was closed. Now it's back to life. It's thriving, and so I'm excited to see what's happening there. I remember as a child, jumping on the bus, coming downtown, and downtown is the place to be. It's becoming the place to be again.
You're not just a minister for Freeport, you're the minister for Grand Bahama. What's happening in East End and West End? Are we seeing developments there?
Okay, so in West End, the Obadiah H. Wilshcombe Complex was opened. That's a major achievement for the 8 Mile community, West Grand Bahama. I said they deserve it. They deserve to have a structure like that. And so that's open and running. We're in the process of the Pine Forest park that's being redone, being developed now. I'm excited about that, and I know the member of parliament for that area. He's been speaking about it, and it's happening through my collab initiative. And then we have the police station that's been demolished in West End, and that to put up a new station. Very excited about that in collaboration with the Ministry of National Security. And the Holmes Rock Junior Primary School is finally on the move again. And for certain, September of 2025, that school will be open.
It will open.
It will open. It will open. And so that's awesome news for that community.
I saw you have a new gymnasium there in West as well?
Yes. The gymnasium has been refurbished. It's a gymnasium plus a shelter, much needed shelter for the community of 8 Mile Rock and West Grand Bahama, and it's beautiful, beautifully done. Very pleased to see the progress there. And then in East Grand Bahama, I mentioned Littlethorne, that major development is there. Remember, that was shut down. It was closed down after Dorian. Yes, they had employees, but it was not in production. So now it's at the point where they're doing the work, they're completing the work. It's in collaboration with USXM Bank that would have provided funding, and that is happening there. Celebration Key.
Of course.
It's in East Grand Bahama. So that's a massive, major development happening there. And we cannot forget the East Grand Bahama Comprehensive School that's on the drawing board, that's happening. The funding is there for that. And so we know that that is on the way as well. So much is happening. We brought back festivals to East Grand Bahama. We did a lot of work in East. So much attention was placed on East. Pine Ridge, I'm here, I'm looking out for you. A lot of work was done for East Grand Bahama, through the Beautiful Grandmommy initiative. Because when we came to office, vehicles were still in the water.
Wow.
It was very hazardous for, boaters to traverse between Abaco and McLeanstown.
Correct.
And Speeding's Key. And so we took vehicles out of the water. We installed channel markers. We rebuilt the bus stops. We did a lot of work to the memorial sites and beautified them from east to west. We would have empowered so many people. Over 500 individuals have gone through the Beautiful Grandmama program that allowed them to put bread on the table. And Beautiful Grand Bahama East would have been involved in transforming their communities, bringing it back to life, clearing festival sites, causing festivals to return to East Grand Bahama, which is the way many of them make their living. So we've been at it from east to west. Everyone has felt, I believe, the impact of the Ministry for Grand Bahama, the collab unit, Partnerships for Development, that is focused on collaborating, not working in silos, bringing all players around the table to make it happen.
I want to tell you about Collab, because I think it speaks to what the work is that you're doing. There's so much you're doing. How do you sleep? My goodness.
I don't.
There's a lot going on. Let's take a look at this story that I think tells us a picture, and we'll talk about it right after this.
So thankful, so grateful for this program. This program actually gave me a sense of hope.
I can truly say that it's done wonders for me and others.
While working with this program, it helped me to learn a lot of things.
We learned trade along the way. We learned discipline. It helped me take care of my family.
The importance of the program is to help people and to make the communities look much better than they were from East End to West End.
And I'll truly say I'll be greatly appreciated if we could move forward and continue on with this program, because it's dealing with success. Success is the key.
They basically take half of the people off the streets to give a job so they can have something to do instead of acting into criminal activities and doing the wrong things that they shouldn't be doing.
Whatever they had going on, they put it aside, and it was amazing to watch. Guys just came to work, do what they had to do, and left.
the fathers on the program, a lot of the men, the young men too, it was so good to hear them say, man, I was able to drop this money off for Lil Mama, and you know what I mean? So it's building back our young men's ego. It's keeping them away from the trouble. You know what I mean? Because most of the times, the reality is when persons can't provide for their families, they're going to take the next route.
I think what a lot of people don't know and realize is the persons who are working in beautiful Grand Bahama. I had an opportunity to go downtown one morning, and when I sat there, I know a lot of the young men who were a part of the beautiful Grand Bahama. I saw some in different gangs, and what stood out to me, there was a truck that pulled up, and the rival gang actually ran on the truck and was saying go over. And they are known young men in Grand Bahama that I know, and they ran in that truck as one. So beautiful Grand Bahama, to me, if we take this concept throughout the Bahamas.
When you look at that, how do you feel?
I'm proud. I'm pleased. I think it's because of the impact it's having on the lives of our people, you know. That's what makes me happy. So, yeah, that's it.
Not every program can be successful, but to be able to get people who perhaps were hurting or didn't have hope and restore hope while they feel that they can now take care of themselves and not just have a hand out, but a hand up. And to see the collaboration work so perfectly, causing Grandmama Island to benefit. Where did that idea come from? I'm looking at it, I'm thinking, boy, that's a winner. Where did the idea of Beautiful Grand Bahama and Collab come from?
There's so many people hurting, you know, and we had to find a way to ensure that they're able to put bread on the table. And I looked at it like this. The government would have to support in any way. Either they'd be on the social services line, or they'd be on that line where they're earning that income, and now they're able to assist with community projects at the same time, and they're now not getting caught up in anything that's illegal, because now they know where that next meal is coming from, that next dollar is coming from. And for me, it was, how do we impact lives in a sustainable way? So many of them now, when they leave that the program, they're able to move on to another job because we've gotten them straight. Now some of their records are expunged, you know, those that had the record. Some of them are now sorted out with their papers, and they're able to move on. So like I said, we've had over 500 in the program now because many have moved on to something even better, you know. And they're also being trained, many of them through BTVI. Some of them got certification that are international certifications. That's what it's all about. How do we empower our people to be able to take care of themselves? And throughout the program, we've been doing projects that leaves a lasting impact on the lives of those individuals and the communities that they impact, because they're doing work in their communities. They're giving back to their communities.
Wow. You have the back of town community.
Yes.
Anything happening for those families in that community there?
Oh, wow, yeah. That is where we have 13 transition homes. We would have used the beautiful Grand Bahama employees to bring these dilapidated police homes back to life. We had homes with the tree coming out of the roof and just totally dilapidated with bush growing all over it. And now these homes are able to help families in need. So they're there for a 6-month period. They're able to, you know, get the support they need, the counseling they need. The children are in school, and so we're making sure they're okay. But it's a hand up. You know, it's a hand up, and people, once they leave, should be able to thrive, and that's what we're working on.
How does that differ from how does Collab and Beautiful Grand Bahama differ?
So Collab is the unit in the ministry a department that was formed to partner with NGOs, businesses, other government agencies, and the community to assist with the basic needs of residents and for the growth and development of Grand Bahama. So it's holistic. It's not just, I would say, you know, assisting with certain social services things, because everyone comes to the ministry for Grand Bahama for everything, but it's also for growth and development. So where there are issues, we come together and try to solve them. So in our collab room downstairs, that's the meeting place, that's the brainstorming place on if we identify a problem, let's come around this table and let's fix it. Let's, you know, pull in who is required, the various government agencies, the private sector, the community. Let's fix it. And that's what Collab is all about.
We're going to take a break, and we're going to wrap up, and we come back. And I always wrap up when I have cabinet ministers on, talking about them as a human being, and really a little bit of the political side. We always try to get that in. But we'll do that with you when we come back to wrap up. Stay with us. You're watching The Rundown from Grand Bahama. We're back after this. Stay close.
JMC TCI and Sunset Village Prescribe present I'm a Boatman, featuring Kami and Fred, D-Mac, Tino D, Nietzsche LS, Sweet Emily, Wilfred Sullivan, Funky D, DVS, Veronica Bishop, Papa Smurf, Gerard Taylor, Lil Joe Cartwright, Mama G, Colin McDonough, Chad Cully, and the VIP. From Turks Island, the Proficient Band, and host Super P. There'll also be performances by the Swinger and the Platinum Nights Jumping Group. Sunday, October 13th at Sunset Village Prescribe, 8 Mile Rock. Sponsored by the Ministry of Grand Bahama and the Ministry of Tourism.
Welcome to our SBDC Business Tips, where we share valuable insights with small business owners. From practical advice to actionable tips, we're here to support you on your journey to success. Build a strong brand. Building a strong brand is crucial for long-term success in today's competitive business landscape. Your brand is more than just a logo. It's the essence of your business. Invest time and effort into developing a strong brand identity that reflects your values, mission, and personality. A strong brand can help you to stand out in a crowded market, build trust with your customers, and foster a long-term relationship that drives business success. We hope you find these business tips helpful. To help your business reach its full potential, visit sbdcbahamas.com or give us a call at 242-461-SBDC.
Is the Little Caesars Stuffed Crust Pizza. Get more pizza for less money. Only $12. It's a whole new level of pizza with cheese stuffed crust so spectacular that there's nothing left.
Pizza.
A delicious pepperoni pizza with the crust stuffed with lots of cheese and brushed with butter and garlic flavor and sprinkled with Parmesan cheese. Hot and ready Thursday to Saturday between 4 and 8 for only $12. Simply irresistible. And only at Little Caesars.
Pizza.
Welcome back to The Rundown. My guest is the Minister for Grand Bahama, Ginger Marks. We've had an excellent conversation, and I hope you've heard a lot of what's going on in Grand Bahama, because sometimes you don't ever hear the full story of really the transformation that is taking place in Grand Bahama, and I'm glad that she's able to lead off our week series. We're here for the next 4 days with our shows, talking about Grand Bahama and the transformation there. And in this last segment, I'd like to have a little fun when I talk to cabinet ministers, just to really find out what's happening in their communities and their constituencies. You represent Pine Ridge. Pine Ridge includes a lot of those areas where the ghetto, as we term it, would be, or the impoverished areas, those challenge areas. That's not an easy constituency to represent. How has it been representing Pine Ridge?
I think it's been a joy representing Pine Ridge. No, it is not an easy constituency to represent, but I'm on the ground. You know, I reach out to my constituents, I'm engaged, and my office, along with, myself, of course, where we continuously make things happen. So we do have a Pine Ridge constituency office that's located downtown. And individuals from east to west come to this Pine Ridge constituency office because, we are open from Monday to Friday, 9 to 5 p.m. and we constantly have events that engage our community. We're out there. We even have the Pine Ridge on Wheels, where we go to the individuals in need. And so it's been, I would say, a challenge in that I am the only minister outside of the Capitol. And so I'm the one that has to go back and forth a couple times a week, sometimes once, in order to address, of course, deal with Cabinet and House of Assembly, and I'm a part of NEC, so I do all of that. But Pine Ridge means so much to me, and I'm doing all that I can to ensure that work gets done in Pine Ridge, and we have been working. So in just about every polling division, we have 13 polling divisions in Pine Ridge, work is happening. So in Heritage, right away we were able to advocate to have the road done in Heritage. They asked for two things, the road, and they wanted a park. That's happening. The Heritage Park is on the way. Both sides of the road is being done, and I'm very, very excited about that. Of course, we are also working in the Grenfell Avenue area, where we've had some roads that have never been paved, that's been paved, and we're excited about that as well. There is Garden Villas area. Correct. Of course, we talked about that. That's a whole entire revitalization project. In Hawksville, we have a Hawksville Cultural Village that's coming in the Hawksville area. Hawksville is my constituency. So from Heritage in the east to Hawksville in the west. Wow. It's a huge constituency, 13 polling divisions. We're working on a fishing hole cultural village, bringing that back to life. That's a part of Pine Ridge as well. The sports complex is in Pine Ridge. The airport is in Pine Ridge. Downtown is in Pine Ridge. Pine Ridge is deep, but the key for me is ensuring that we, are there for our constituents. I always see at least, when I'm on the island, at least 10 constituents every day. So it's something that I do. I don't necessarily take the cameras around with me, all the time. Sometimes you just leave it, but that is important to stay connected, to hear what people are saying, to make sure that wherever I can help, that I'm helping. And so, Pine Ridge.
You got elected on a theme, ginger for the people.
Yes.
And people always argue that when you become cabinet ministers, you neglect your people. Is it still ginger for the people?
It's absolutely ginger for the people. It's always been ginger for the people because, even prior to this, that's what I was known as. Had a non-profit organization that assisted people in need. So that is what I love to do. That's why I'm here, to serve the people. And we are doing that. Team Pine Ridge is also alive and well. We are a group of people, that love serving people. And so we continue to do that and to find ways to uplift our people. So we have a 10-point agenda for Pine Ridge. We are executing that. So by the end of the first year, we had already touched on 60% of the items listed in our 10-point agenda for Pine Ridge. But we know that there are a lot of needs. Like you said, it's one of the impoverished communities in the island, many of the polling divisions in Pine Ridge. So we are being very creative, but we want to always perform initiatives that will transform lives. We want them to be impactful. We want it to be meaningful. And so we continue to ask the constituents to support us, to work with us. If there are concerns that they need addressed, continue to reach out to the office, and we will be there to support.
I got 2 minutes left, and I'm going to hit it just like how I've known to hit it, and that is when you're doing so much, like you described with all that's going on in Grand Bahama. That surely was an eye-opener learning experience for me to see so much that's taking place in Grand Bahama. Whenever you're doing so much, there are always criticisms. There are always people that attack. And in this small knit community where we have social media, people are so responsible, and some of the attacks are deep and they're dark and they're personal. and they're wrong, but it comes with the territory. How are you, what is your response to all that's been transpiring in social media, the negativity, the talk, the constant attacks that, oh, she ain't doing that, no, she ain't go, oh, she ain't know she doing, oh, she ain't helping nobody, all this, all that. How does that impact what it is that you do every day?
It doesn't. And, you know, it's because you know what you know. And you know that the people whose lives you're impacting, you know they know better. And as I traverse the community, and sometimes when I get on the plane, they say, you are doing an excellent job.
You hear people tell you that?
They tell me that, you know. And oftentimes, the people that talk don't live in my constituency. You know, sometimes the people who talk have an ulterior motive. They have another agenda. So, you know, you see it, but, you know, it's like we have to get the job done. And so that's what it is. It's staying focused, you know, staying united, because in unity there's strength. And my team is united. And we will continue to reach out to every constituent, continue to aggressively pursue the agenda of this Davis Cooper administration, continue to action, because that's what it's all about. It's about impacting lives, and that's what we're going to do.
Minister Moxley, it's been an absolute pleasure talking to you. And thank you for taking the time. I know this is a busy day, busy week, and you're not one who do the camera thing. You're always busy working.
I'm working.
So I thank you for coming out of the comfort zone to tell really what's going on so people can have first-hand information as to what is happening on Grand Bahama. We are excited. Bahamian people say thank you because we want to see Grand Bahama succeed and win.
Thank you.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure.
And thank you to the Bahamian people. Thank you, Pine Ridge.
There you go. That's it for the rundown on this Monday night. We have stories coming for Grand Bahama all week, and we'll be here to tell the great stories of Grand Bahama. For all of us, I'm Clint Watson. Thanks so much for watching us. Good night.
JBI, lemon and lime.
One of the best products you can find anywhere. This is one of my favorites, and I have lots of favorites at JBI.
This is very rich. I put this at